Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So the last session we were discussing about for loop, how to use that for loop syntax, how to use with range function, that all things we have discussed. I'll show you a few more examples with for loop. So this program to display multiplication table of a given number. Multiplication. Suppose, example, if the number is 5, I want the output in this format. And 2 into 5, like that. Each number in a table format, I want the result. Like this. Suppose some limit you are giving, if it is 10, 10 into 5 is equal to 50, like this. We want the table format. As a table like this, I want the output. So how we will do the program to display this output. So here repetition is there. What? We have to do multiplication repeatedly with that value which user is giving. That means that number. And each time this values is changing. Only the number is constant like this. This side 1 it is starting. Next value is 2, 3, 4 till where till some limit value we need number of iterations. And here also we have to display the calculated values. So if it is 1, the first iteration value means 1 into that number. And that the calculated result only here I want. And we have to maintain, while display, we have to maintain this format also. So how we are going to do this operation? So here, first we are taking the input, print, enter the number. So that is storing in the variable n, int of input. Okay. Now we are using the for loop. So here you can see the starting value of that multiplication table, we starting with 1. And next it is 2, then it will become 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. It is incrementing every time by 1. So what is the step value? It is always incrementing by 1. And how many values we have to take from 1 to the limit? Okay. So before starting our loop, now I am asking the user to input the limit also. So enter the limit. So that is storing in the variable limit equal to int of input. Okay. Now for loop. So I variable, that is my iteration variable, membership operator in, and range function we are creating. Now this range should generate how many values from 1 to that limit, because here it is generating in that manner 1, 2, 3, like that, till where it should generate till that 10. That is, suppose that is a limit value. So 1 comma, again including that 10 value, if you want, we have to increment by 1 more extra value we have to give it. And no step value is required, because here by default it is anyway incrementing by 1 only. By 1 only, here also we need the incrementation. So no step value. That's it. Now here what we have to perform, this statement every time we need to repeat it. It is not finally we are displaying the result. Every time something we have to display and show in this particular format. So the format is again same. What that iteration value, if you take, that is 1 or I, into that number which user is giving equal to the calculated value. So that format only the next line also. The iteration value now anyway it will change into 2. Number it is 5 only. Here that particular calculated value like this. So this printing statement is repeating every time. So inside the for loop we have to write the print, and here what is the formatting? Curly braces, then into. For into here I have used the letter X and another curly braces equal to another curly braces. Now what value should come and replace in this? Dot format of the first curly braces. You need that 1, 2, 3 till where? Till the limit. So which variable is having that number of iterations? The I variable, our looping variable only. I, comma. Next is which value? That number. That number is what? In which variable? N, comma. Next is calculated value. So how what we are calculating? I into N. Every time that only, no. First iteration time I is taking 1. 1 into the N value, that suppose it is 5. That calculated value only 1. So we are expression we are giving it here. I star N, because the operator here in Python for multiplication it is what? Star. So that symbol we are giving there. Okay. That's it. So how it will work? When the for loop is starting, I first value it is generating is what? 1. Now 1 into N value, suppose it is 5. So that value 1 into 5 equal to 5 it is displaying. Then again it is repeating. Step size it is incrementing by 1. So I now take next generated value what? 2. So 2 into same. N is same only, 5 only. There is no changes in the N. 5. Then equal to which value? 2 into 5, that we got what? 10. Like that till where it will work? Till that limit value it will perform. Okay, that's it. Only this is the program. Save your file. Run and see. Enter the number. Suppose 5 only if I am giving. Limit is 10. Then I'll get the table like this. Okay. If you want, you can give in a different input. Next value is 9, another number. Suppose till 20 I want. So see now, till 20, the table of 9 I'm getting. Clear? So this is the program to print the multiplication table of a given number. Clear for everyone? So this is one program we can do using the for loop. Now, another program is finding the factorial of a number. So what do you mean by factorial? Like this 5 factorial and all if you are writing. Program to find the factorial of a number. So if the example value if you are taking, it is 6 factorial. So factorial real time we are representing with exclamatory 6 factorial like that. What is the calculation method? We need to start with that number. So 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Multiplication we have to calculate till where? Till 1, and starting with what value? That number itself. Okay. So we are starting with that number. Multiplication is repeating, and every time it is decrementing the value by 1. Till where it should work? Till it reaches the value 1. So that is only the logic. So for that, again, we can use our looping statements. So for print function, enter the value. That is in num variable. Here I'm storing int of input. Okay. Now for loop, for I in range. Now what values this range should generate? It should start with that number itself. Okay. From number till where? Till it reaches what? 1. So including 1 I want. So we are telling the limit is 0. And each time that should decrement by 1. So we have a starting value, ending value, and step size here I have told what that is till, sorry, step size is decrementing each time. So here I have given the step size as -1. Now here what we have to perform multiplication, correct? So to store the multiplicator or the result value, here I'm taking a variable fact that I have initialized with 1. So previously wherever we need to calculate the sum value that I have initialized with what? 0. So that is the point. If you add any number with 0, there is no change in the values, right? Same manner, to get the proper multiplication or the correct output for that multiplication, it's better to start the value with what? 1. Because there is no difference when you multiply any number by 1. So that reason we are taking that initial value for the variable fact is what? 1. What we can write? Fact is equal to fact star this I value. So what is I value? First it is taking, suppose the num we have taken that is 6. So 6 is the first value it is generating in the range function. So fact initially it is 1. So 1 into 6 it is performing. Now the fact variable got what value? 6. Again, step size we have told it is to decrement the I value by 1. That means next generated value from the range function is what? 5. So now I is taking what value? 5. So 5 into the previous value from the fact. That is what? 6. Okay, 6 into 5 it is performing. 30 is the result here in the fact. Again, next range value generated after decrementing by 1. It got what value? 4. Now what is a fact calculation? It is 30 into 4 it is doing. So 120 we got it there. Again, it will decrement to 3. So 120 into 3 it is performing like that till where it will work? Till it reaches the 1. Okay. After coming out of your loop, we got the total result in the fact variable. So that value here we are printing. So the factorial of that number is the result variable dot format of the number is in variable num, comma, the result is in the variable fact that we are displaying. Okay, save the file and see. Fact example, run module. So 6 is the input if you give me. The factorial of 6 is 720 it is showing. Run it. Factorial of 5 is 120. Like that, any input you can give any number, it will calculate and show you the factorial of that particular number. So is this clear? Any doubt? Okay. Now, one another way how to use this looping statement is generating some number series and all. Okay, so some best example is we can generate program to generate Fibonacci series. That is a number series. It is an infinite series. What is that series is starting with 0 and the next number is 1. Then what is the next value is adding these two values. So 0 plus 1, the next digit or the next number in the series is again 1. Then the next value, the last two numbers we have to add it. That is 1 plus 1 will get 2. Last two numbers is 1 plus 2 now. So the next term is 3. Now 2 plus 3, the next term is 5. Then 8, like that. It is an infinite series. So how to generate this infinite series using our program? Okay. So if user is telling this is the limit he want, that means how many number of terms we have to create. This is 0th, first, second, like that. How many number of terms we are telling? According to that, that many numbers or number series is generated in this particular format. That is what we are telling this is a Fibonacci series example. This example also I can create or generate using the looping statement. While loop also you can use it, no problem. But anyway, syntax wise, it is easy to use with which one? For loop. And another point is we know the range. So it's better to use with which one? For loop syntax. Okay. So here the input we want is how many number of terms we want. Enter the number of terms. Okay. So that is storing in the t variable. That is int of input. Then for loop we are starting. So here I need I in range of starting from 1, comma, I want till that t, and each time the incrementation is with 1 only, means first term, second term, like that it should go. So the incrementation is by 1. So no need to give the step size. Now here what we have to perform. And to generate this one, these two numbers, but the first and the second one, we are taking as a constant values, because from there only we are just starting by adding these two numbers only we are getting the third term. So these two values we are taking as a constant number. So here I have told a is 0 and another variable b is what? 1. And print these two values. So print this curly braces dot format of a comma b. That meaning 0 and 1 got displayed. Now next value we need some calculation, because from here only we are starting the calculations. And again the 2 also we are getting by calculating 1 and 1. 3 also we are getting by calculating 1 and 2. So from here only next calculations and all we need. So before that only we printed that two constant values, which one? 0 and 1. Okay. Now here what I am going is, okay, C is one variable I have taken. C is equal to, we calculate that those two values. So initially what is the value of A and B? A is 0, B is 1. So 0 plus 1, C is having now what value? 1. So print that result. Print C. Okay. Now for the next iteration, that means we got this number, and how I'll get 2? Calculating the last two numbers, which one? 1 and 1. So every time it is not easy to change that variable values A and B and all, correct? No. So for taking this 1 and 1, we have to take different variables. That is also not possible. So we are reusing the same variable names, which one? A and B. So how A will get the value 1 and B will get the value 1. So for that, we'll just interchange the values. So we are telling A is taking the value of B and B is taking the value of C. So now what is the value of A and B? It is A is 1 and B is also what? 1. So these things again will repeat for the second iteration. I is taking the second iteration value. C is equal to A plus B means 1 plus 1 we are getting what? 2. 2 got displayed there. Again it is changing the value. So B now it is 2. Sorry, 1 it is storing into A and B is getting the C value, that is what? 2. Okay. So these things again will repeat like that. Next iteration it will work. We are generating the Fibonacci series. Okay. So see here. If I tell 10 numbers, this got generated. Okay. And everything it is ending with a new lines. No, so only I got like this. 0 and 1 anyway displayed in that manner. And next term is 1. Next is 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 like that. I got the 10 terms here. Okay. So this is that Fibonacci series program. So clear everyone? What is the syntax of for loop? How to use a for loop? What all types of programs we can do using the for loops? Okay. How this range function is working? If I give only one value inside the range function, by default, the number generating is from 0 till n minus 1, and step size is by default to incrementing by 1. So if you want to change that one, you can start with a new value. Starting index you can give, ending index also you can give, and you can provide a step size also. Either incrementation or decrementation also you can give it there. Okay, clear? Any doubt? We have one more concept of looping statement is loops. Again, for loop we can give with an optional else part, like how we have learned in the while loop. An optional else part also we can give. When it will execute, when we come out of the for loop, that means when the range function is completed, it will come out of the for loop. That time you can create or you can give something using which one else. So here else, that statement I have given inside that else block only. So now also there is no difference in the output, because that statement anyway we have to give outside the for loop only. When we come out of the for loop, the final result we want to display. Same thing when we come out of the for loop, the else part. Inside the else part, I have given that statement to execute. So there is again no output difference. We have given an optional else part. Using the else part, that printing statement is given there. That's it. Okay. So you have seen that before only. Without else also it is working. Using else also we will get the same output. Okay. So only it is telling optional. Okay, fine. Now as we learned nested if inside another if, we can create nested loops also. Loop inside another loop also you can create it. Okay, so nested loop is there. In that commonly used syntax is with nested for loop. A for loop inside another for loop. Okay, so that is only more commonly used syntax. So with that, two programs I'll show you how to create with nested loop syntax. So what kind of programs we can use? Program to display star pattern. Okay, the pattern you want like this. The first line we have a star, second line 2 stars I want, and third it is 3, and fourth 4 star, and 5 stars. So see now its shape is in the form of a right angle triangle, right? So how to display a pattern like this? This is a star pattern. Okay, and the shape also I need. As a right angle triangle, the stars, how to arrange like this, how to do this kind of programs. Okay, these things and all these types of programs we will perform using nested loops. Okay, so how we will going to do this? You have to first see there are how many lines are there. How many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines of stars are there. Every time or in each line, it is printing what statement only? Star only it is displaying. That symbol star only it is displaying. But some differences. If we are in the first line, only 1 star we need. When we go to the second line, stars only displaying, but number of stars got increased. 2 stars. Then third line it is 3. Fourth it is 4 stars, and fifth 5 stars like that. So it depends upon the line number. If I name this line as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depends upon the line number, how many number of stars we need to display in each line. Like that a connection we will get. Okay. So here one loop we are using to iterate the number of lines, because every line also we need some repetition, right? So one loop is using to iterate the number of lines. And if you are in the first line, there something we have to perform. What? Printing the star in that line. So printing action we have to do repeatedly. Okay, first line there is no repetition, only one time it is working. But when you see with the second line, there we have 2 stars. Then third line means 3 times we have to repeat something. So one loop is iterating the number of lines. And if you are in the first line, there also we need some repetition. So inside the for loop, one more for loop we are using there. Okay. So see how we are going to write the program. I'm not taking any user input because I want this 5 lines pattern only. So I in range of how many lines I want? There is 1, 5 lines I want. So the limit I'm giving is what? 6. Then only 5 also it will include it. And iteration value, it is always by 1 only incrementing. So I no need to give the step size there. Now, it's meaning now we are in the first line. When the loop is working, the generated values is from what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first value of I is what? 1. That means we are in the first line. There we need to repeat what? Printing the stars. So here, there only 1 star we need. So for that, the loop is using. Another loop is using there for another looping variable j. In there also we need to repeat something. How many values to be created? That only I told you. What is the connection there? If you see like this, we can understand it depends upon the line number, the number of stars is displaying there. So 1, till where? Till the I value. Okay. So including the I. Like this. So what is the I value there? 1. If I give 1, only I means there is no value to generate there. So only we have given what? 1, 2 there. So it will take 1. That means in the first line, 1 star is printing. Okay. Okay, this is clear. Now, when in this nested loop, first this iteration only it will complete. Which one? Inner loop iteration. So the range is what? 1, 2. Is there any value to generate in this range? No. So it will exit from this inner loop. Then it will go to iteration for which one? Next incrementation it will do. That means generating the outer loop value for the I. Next value or I it is what? 2. That means we are in the second line now. There how many stars we need? 2 stars. So here when it enter the inner loop, J now will take how many iterations? 2 iterations J wants to take. So again J starting value is what only? 1. Okay. 1, 2 plus 1, that is what? 3. So 1, 3 is the range. In that, how many values J can take? 1 and 2. That means 2 times it is printing which star there in the second line. Okay. Then after printing the second star, there is no more range value to take for the J. So it will exit from this inner loop. Again, next range is creating for the I. It is what? 3. That meaning we are in the third line. There, how many stars we want? 3 stars. So here it will come 1, 3 plus 1. The range is what? 4. So how many values is generating for J? 1, 2, 3. So 3 times this printing statement will work. Again, after that, it will exit from your J loop. Again, it goes for next range value of what? I. It will take 4. We are in the 4th line. So here it will come 1, 5. So how many stars it will take now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, like that till where it will work? Till the 5th line. After that, 1, 6 only here the range we have told. There is no more generated values for the I. So it will exit from your outer loop also. Okay. So like this I have given. Now we'll save and see the output. So stars is displayed, but not in the shape of which one? Right angle triangle. So how we can arrange that one? See here, after printing or after completing the J loop, its meaning is what? We are completing a single line. Okay. So after completing the single line, we need a new line. Then only its meaning we go on to the next line like that. So how we can print a new line? Okay. Here already print is given with a new line only. Okay. Now here after completing means when we exit from the for loop, here again we can give a print. Simply if you write the print function without giving any value inside the bracket, it will do what action only? It will print a new line only. Okay. If you give whatever values, if you want, if you give it in the bracket means it will display the value plus then it will end with a new line. If I'm not giving anything inside the print, its meaning is what? Only display the new line. Okay. Now only that changes I have made. We'll save and see. Now also what happened? All the stars is in the next lines. Why? Because here you see inside the loop, here I have a print. This is by default to which one? Ending with a new line. So what we need? Okay, first line it is not having a problem. Second line, after printing the first star in the second line, next star also continue with the same line. So here we can implement what? End equal to a space. Okay, so it's meaning print the star and end we have to tell what? End with a space. So in the second line, it will not go to the new line. It will be continuing with the same line only. Then when we complete this loop, then only we are printing with a new line. So the third line automatically comes from the next. Okay, so that is the changes we have made. You see here, what is the output? So now I got the proper result, right? I got the stars in the form of right angle triangle. So this patterns, how to generate it, we can use your looping statement and not with a single loop. We have to use 2 loops. So it is called as nested loops. Okay, loop inside another loop. Okay, fine. This is one example we can do. Another example for this nested loop is like you can print patterns. It was star pattern. Now I have number patterns like this. So how to generate now this pattern? Again, shape if you see that is in right angle triangle shape. So right angle triangle shape means we can give the same loop. How many number of lines is there again? 5 lines. So I in range of what? 1, 6. That same thing only. And if in the first line only 1 iteration, second line means 2 iterations, third means 3 iterations. So that inner for loop also, we have the same range creation. What? 1, I plus 1. Because that again depends upon what? Your line number only. Now what is the changes here? Instead of star, now I need some variable to display the value. What value? 1, 2, 3 till 5 I want. If one more line is there means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. Okay. So how we will create that statements? So printing values only. What variable I have to print it there? So if I print with J, we have to see whether it will work or not. So here I'm telling N is equal to space, and after exiting from the loop, I want a new line. That and all same thing, only the printing value only changes there, because same pattern only, right angle triangle. Instead of star, we have to display with the numbers. Okay, if I'm trying with J, what it will show? So we'll run and see. Okay. So J value, if I display, I'll get that particular pattern. Because J, it is taking in the first line, how many number of iterations only? Only one iteration. So one got displayed there. Then new line. Then it goes to the I value, it is taking what? 2. So now J will take how many values? 1 and 2. So that only it is printing in the second line. Then third iteration means now J will take how many values? 1, 2, 3 it is taking. So that values got displayed in the third line. Like that, we can generate this pattern using this J variable. What output I'll get if I changes with I? So what output I'll get? Again a number pattern I'll get, but not in this form. We'll get what? 1. Next line it is repeating same number 2 and 2. Third line it is repeating another value 3, 3, 3 like that, because I value is same until J completes that iterations. Correct. First I value is 1. J is working only one time. So first line we got it as what? 1. Next it is working 2 times the J is working, but still I is what value only? Second value it is 2 only. So 2 times the 2 is displayed. Like that it is working. So this is also one pattern we have it here. Okay. Now here the program, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Now this is the pattern I want. So it is not like the previous examples. Number pattern only, but you see here it was like this. 1, then second line also starting with 1, third line also starting with 1. So that starting value was same. But now here each line is starting with new values, and in every line also some changes is there. It is not repeating 2 also. It is changing into 3 and it is changing into 4. There also again incrementation, it is changing to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like that. So what we can do it here for generating this kind of pattern. So again, same loops for I in range of 1, 6, that and all same thing only. Now for J in range of 1, I plus 1, that also same. There is no difference. Now the point is we will not display with the variable names I and J. Instead of that one, what we can display it there. So the point, different values and the values to be changed every time. So it's better you can take a different value K. Okay. And K we have started with 1, because what is the starting point here? It is starting with 1 only. So we started with 1. And what if I display K? And equal to, we are giving the space. And after exiting from the inner loop, we have a new line to display. Okay. Now, if I run this module, so what I'm getting is K value we displayed. So K we have told it is 1. So every time it is displaying with what? 1. But what actually we need? K to be changed every time. So after printing the first K value, here if I am telling K plus equal to 1, because here you can see the incrementation is with 1 only. Every time it is incrementing by 1 only. Okay. We have saved this file, run module. Now it's working. Now I got the result which I want. So every time it is incrementing by 1. Okay. K incrementing by 1 means after printing 1, it became 2. then it became 3. No problem, it changes the line number, no problem, but then also it is coming with the changed values only, it is working there. So like this we can implement it there. So everyone got an idea how the nested loop is working and what kind of programs we can do with nested loops. Okay, so this is about your looping statements. Why we need looping statements? If you want to execute any statements repeatedly until some condition become false, we can use the looping statements. So there the commonly used while loop and the for loop. Okay, while loop, how it is working syntax wise, I think everyone is clear about the syntax. And for loop, it is working like this. Mainly for loop is used with the sequence types. Okay, like list, tuple, string types, we can use it. That anyway, I'll show you later. Okay, now we are generating the series or generating the sequences using a function, what? Range function. You can generate like this, and your looping iterations you can make. So compared to while loop, for loop have less number of statements, because there the initialization, condition, then the steps, your incrementation, decrementation, we should only write the steps in the different lines. But here in this range function, that automatically works. Or else specifically any values if you want, that also we can do it there. Okay, now you can also try the programs, like program to display the multiples of 5 from 100 to 10, like that you can generate it. And this pattern programs, if you want, you can generate any other stars pattern, inverted triangle, all those things also you can try it. That all are the examples for the nested loop. Now suppose the looping iteration only, if I want to generate or if you are repeating something, depends upon the user wish. Like an ATM machine operation, you can think. When you insert the card, it shows the menu choices for you first. If you want to continue, you can continue from there, or else you can directly press the exit button. It will exit from the action. Okay, you can leave your operations. But after completing one transaction, it will ask you a question, what would you like to perform any other transaction? Then if you want, again it repeat what? Again it shows the same menu choices for you. Okay, so it depends upon my wish whether to continue or not. Like that, some repetition if you want. Then I have to use that while loop in a different manner. Okay, and initially, even what if I want to continue or not, we don't know. But initially, it should show that menu choices for me. Okay, then I will decide what whether to continue or not. Like user only deciding whether to continue with your action or the operations. So at least once it shows the output for you means, then I have to use the while loop in a different manner. So here I have created a program which shows that ATM machine operation in this manner. Okay, so here always that only I told whether to continue or not, that is my wish only. So before that only, it should show that statements for you. What statement? The menu choices should be displayed for you, like withdrawal, deposit, balance and query, pin change, all those things, and the exit button. All those things it should be displayed you before only. Then you can decide whether to perform the operation or whether to disconnect that one or to exit from the application or from the ATM machine. For that, here I'm giving a choice like this. Enter your choice. We are giving some operations like 1 if you want, withdraw if you want, you can press which one? 1. And deposit is the action if you want to perform is 2 number, and balance and query it is 3. And to exit from this application, we have to press which number? 4. Like that, here I'm displaying and showing this choice for the user. So initially the condition should be true, no? So what is the condition here I have given you? See, while true, our keyword true. So anyway, the while condition will be true. No need of any looping variable, nothing. Without that also we can make a while condition true by giving the keyword which one? True. So anyway, it will enter here. Okay, and here a variable I created BAL, that is the initial amount in the account. Just I'm showing you that as what? 10,000, like that. One value here I'm showing for you. Okay, now whatever value or whatever choice user wants, that he is entering in his variable choice. So here I used our else if statement also. You remember, right? Else if statement. So for what purpose else if statement is using? If you have multiple choice values to execute, we can give that statements with what syntax? If else. Okay, here I have so many choices to execute. No, either it can be one or user can input two or three. Every choice have a particular action to perform. So everything we have to write in different manner. So if the choice equal to one, what is the action we need to perform? Withdraw. So asking user to enter the amount to withdraw that I'm storing in this variable A1, and from the balance, we have to decrement the value which user inputted. Correct? So only we have written what? Balance minus equal to A1. This how you can write? Like this also you can write balance is equal to balance minus A1. Instead of writing like this, I have written in a shorthand method. That's it. So after withdrawal, what is the final balance? It is showing you. So I am displaying the same variable BAL. Okay. If the choice is 1, we have to perform like this. If the choice is not 1, then the next operation, what? We have deposit operation there. So choice is equal to 2. We have given using which one? ELIF, else if. Okay. What is the amount to be deposit? That is in which variable I'm showing? A2. That also have used with the shorthand method. So this amount which user is entering, that we need to add with the balance amount. So we can write like what? Balance is equal to balance plus that variable A2. Instead of writing like this, I have written balance plus equal to A2. After deposit, what is the final balance now? That also here I'm displaying. And choice 3 is just inquiring the balance only. How much is the current balance that it is showing here? Again, the same variable name only it is showing. Now, fourth choice is what? Exit from this application. So for that, we have a built-in function available, exit 0. It will terminate your program. That is nothing but it is terminating your application. Okay, it will exit from the application. And that is available in this library file, SYS. So how to access that library file or that file in my program, current program? We are using this keyword, which one? Import. So it will fetch the path where this built-in library file is available. And inside this SYS only, we have this built-in function available so that I can use it there. Okay, that is the meaning of this statement. And finally, else case, what I can write? Invalid choice. Other than 1, 2, 3, 4, any other number user is giving, it shows you what output there? Invalid choice. This is one time it will behave like this. Okay. If you want, you performed balance inquiry. Then you want to continue with next transaction. So here in a question we are asking user what? Do you want to continue? So if you don't want, press the letter which one? N. So that input I'm storing in which variable? CH variable. And here what we are doing is if CH is equal to that letter N, and here a keyword is used what? Break. So break is control statement actually. It is controlling your program. So immediately if you want to terminate your loop, you don't want to continue for the next iteration, then we can use which keyword? Break keyword we can use. Here also I'm doing that only. Once it is showing these statements and all, after that, according to my choice, whether I want to continue or not. If I don't want to continue, then we are telling to terminate your loop. Which loop? While loop. Okay, so at last also we can give a condition like this, and we are telling to break means it will exit from your while loop. Okay, fine. So we completed one action and we can exit from your while loop. Over. Okay. Now we'll see the execution. Save this file. So for me now it is showing what? The menu choices it is showing for you. Okay, after inserting the card, if you want, you can continue with the transactions like this, or else you can simply press the which one? Number 4. It terminated a program. See, because we used their what function? Exit 0 function there I have used. It meaning is what? Terminate that program or terminate that application. So application got terminated. Okay, we run and see it again. Now I want to know how much is the balance. So I have pressed the option 3. So it is showing your current balance is 10,000. It is asking the question to you. Do you want to continue? If you don't want, press N. But I want to continue. So I am typing there yes. So again, it is showing the same menu choices. So it is repeating. Okay. So now I want to deposit some amount. So we are doing the second option. How much is the amount you want to deposit? Suppose I am giving here 400. Press enter button. So after deposit, your balance it is showing like this. Okay. Again, you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Why? So again, it is showing the same menu choices for you. One withdraw action I want to perform. So I want to withdraw this much amount, 5,000. Press enter button. After the withdrawal, what is the balance? Okay. Now I don't want to continue. Okay. Now I am pressing the letter N. So see, your program got terminated because that is only the program we have written, right? If it is N, then no need to perform or no need to repeat action that menu choice is displaying and or terminate the program. Break statement is used there. So it will exit from your program. Clear? Any doubt any doubt? How this program is working is clear for everyone. Okay, it's like a real-time example how it is working. Okay, fine. Okay, so it is not always with a looping condition variable, initialization the looping variable, checking condition. That is not always required. You can give the while true like in this manner also by using the keyword true. Okay, fine. So this is our looping statements. And about break, what I told is that is your control statements. So that continue also is there. That is one more keyword that can alter the flow of normal loop. So normally we know it will, if I start the iteration value from 1 to 10 means it will do 10 times the iteration. But in between you want to terminate. You don't want to continue with the 10 iteration. You want to terminate with the 5th iteration or the 4th iteration means you can use their what break keyword. We can use it. It terminated the loop. Continue also doing the same action some way, but it skips the particular iteration and the rest of the code. That means next iteration it will continue for you. So it is not terminating, but continuing with the next iteration. Okay. One example I'll show you how break and continue is working with the normal for loop and all. Okay. Already we used with what? While. There you have seen how it is working. When the condition is satisfied, we have told to break. That means it terminated your while loop. It is not continuing or it is not repeating the action for you. Otherwise, it will keep on repeating. Okay. The other one example with the break and continue, I'll just show with the for loop. Okay. See here. This is example 4. Break and continue. So simply one for loop I'm taking for I in range of 11. So I want it will generate from 0 to 10. So 0 to 10, 11 iterations I have here. Okay. In that, here I'm typing if I is equal to 5, logical or operator, I is equal to 7, then we are telling to break. Okay. If it is not satisfying that condition, then we are telling to print that I value. That's it. That is the meaning. So how many iterations we have? 11 iteration. It will take the values what values it is going to take? 0 to 10. Okay, in between we are checking condition what? If that I value is 5 or if the I value is 7, then we are telling to break. Okay, any one condition is true, terminate your loop or else print that I value. Okay, what output I'll get here? So we'll save and see. So what is output I got? Actually, if I print the I value, iteration values is from 0 to 10. But I'm not getting the full iteration value. It is printing only how many? 0 to 4 only. So 0 first value of I. Here it checks 0 is equal to 5. That is false. 0 is equal to 7. That is also false. Both are false means OR operation is false. So it is not doing break. What it will do? It will print the value 0. Next, what is the range value it is taking? 1. 1 also, this is condition is not satisfying. So 1 also got displayed. 2 also will get displayed. 3 also and 4 also will get displayed. After that, when I became 5. So this if condition is what? True there. It's logical OR operation. So any one condition is true, it gives you the true value. So we are telling to what? Break. So it will terminate your entire loop. After 5 also we have generated values. Which one? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This many values were there, but that it is not executing. It got terminated in that action. See, the fifth iteration also it is not taking. 5 also it is not printing. So it skips one iteration and it will terminate your entire loop. Okay. Now, instead of break, if I use the keyword continue, then what is the difference with the output? Okay, same loop. Instead of break, we have used here continue. So what is the output difference you see? Till 4 it displayed properly without any changes. After that, we have told that condition if it is satisfying to continue only. So it skips this iteration value. What? 5 it is skipping there and continues with the next iteration. So I will take the next iteration value what? 6. 6 got displayed. Then next iteration is what? 7. But here condition is satisfied for the 7. So it's skipping that value and continues with the next iteration. So 8, 9, 10 it is working. That is the difference between break and continue. Okay. Both are used to alter the normal flow of the looping statements. And what will happen if I use with break and what will happen if I use with continue? That is the difference. So only this example I have explained it. Is this clear for everyone? Any doubt? Okay. So we completed our looping statements. So how the while loop is working, how the for loop is working, then nested loop, how this break and continue is working, how to use that at least once to execute the loop body, whether the condition true or false, that I have implemented using while loop with the true condition. So I hope everyone understood the syntax and the programs which I have showed you. If there is any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. So next we are going to learn about list data type. So till now, at all operations we have performed, it is only with the number data type. Numeric types only I have used, like our numbers, Boolean types, floating point, all those things only we have used there. Now in our built-in data types in Python, we have some sequence type of data type is there. That means it is representing some collection of values together. So that only next we are going to learn list data type. We'll complete the sequence types. Then we have dictionary, then set. Okay. In the sequence, the first one or the commonly used sequence data type is list data type. Okay. So that we will see how we'll create the list data type, how to manage with the list, what all operations I can perform using list. All those things will complete here. Okay. So here, how to create list is list that offers a range of compound data types, often referred to as sequences. So here, previously we learned how to create one integer value, one float value. So a variable we are telling that is holding only a single value. Okay. So a equal to 100, if you tell, its meaning is what? A is holding a single integer type of value. What if I want to represent some collection of integer types or some collection of floating point? Like that, if I want to represent, then we have to write what? Different variable names, I have to use it. Okay, 100 integer values if I want means I have to write 100 variables. Again, that is not possible in your program. We have to remember all those 100 names. Correct. And managing those 100 variable names in your programs also very difficult. Okay. So instead of that one, what we are doing is we create some sequence types, some similar types I can create it, or compound data types also we can create it. That means different types also we can create. All refer to a single variable name. No need to create multiple variable names. We are creating only a single variable name which can hold some sequence of values that can be similar types or that can be different types also. Okay, that is what this list data type we are telling. So list only the most commonly used or frequently used, and it is very versatile data type. List data type is mutable. That is very important point here in Python. This data type, whenever you are learning, you have to always keep these things in mind, what they are mutable, because we already learned the number type and I showed you also it is immutable. Numeric objects, whatever you are creating, that is what they are immutable, means unchangeable. We cannot change the value once it is created. And that example also I showed you, the variable value which we created, that is not changing, but I can do operations, I can do other conversion, all those things and all you can do, but the value remains unchangeable because they were immutable there. But here list data type we are telling they are mutable. Okay, and how we are going to create the list type? So list is created by placing all the items inside a square bracket. This is a sequence of values, right? So it's not representing a single item. Single item also I can represent it, but the point of using the list data type is what? How to represent some collection of values together. For that, how we are creating inside the square bracket, we can create the values which you want to use, each value separating using commas. Okay, it can have any number of items. There is no restriction, only 10 values I should create, nothing like that. You can create any number of values and they may be of different types also. Okay, you can be an integer type, it can be a floating point, it can be a string type, or even the list type also we can create as an item. Okay, so how to create that only here we are going to see. Here some examples I have written like this. This is one variable, my underscore list is equal to empty square bracket is mentioned. It is meaning this is an empty list. We just created the memory space, that's it only. Later we can add values to that location, like that, the concept. Or else initially, if you know which are the values you want to use there, we can create like this. Only integers if you want, you can create like this. And this is an example for the mixed data type. So what I have given is one is an integer type, next is a string type, next is a decimal value, Like in this way also we can create the list data type. So this how we are going to create there in our Python. You see here in our shell window, I'll open a new shell. So there you right click and go to the idle. So here, for my easiness only, every time I'm using this A variable, you can use any variable name. Okay, so here A, we are creating like this. This is an example for empty list. So display this one. Either you can use this print function here, A. It shows you like this, or else you simply type the variable name A, then also you'll get the same output in the shell window. But from the file, if you are running and displaying the variable value means compulsorily we have to use which function? Print function. But in the shell window, if you are managing like this means for displaying and seeing what is the value for the variable, you can use only the variable name. Okay, no need of print function there. Okay, so that is an example for empty list. Another list I'm creating. This is another example. Like this is an example only with integer values. Okay, another one. This is with only decimal values. This is another list we created with an example with only string type. Now we can create another, which is a mix of everything. See, here I have created integers, decimal values, string, and single characters also I have created. So these all are examples for list. B is an example with a list with only integer type. C, that variable which is holding but only floating point, which is collection of values again. And this is what string type of values, that is also a sequence. And this is what another variable which is having multiple values or multiple or compound data types values we created and referred by a single variable. So clear these things, how we created the list type. Okay. Now, what all operations I can do with the list? How I can use the list items? So a list can have another list as an item. That is called as what? Nested list. So inside a list, item is another list. So that is called as what? Nested list also we can create it. And how to access elements from the list. So together I'll show you the example how to create a nested list also and how to access the elements from the list. So index values is defined in there. Indexing means position values. So that arrangement is in the sequence manner, no? So here in this example, see here, this is in the sequence manner. So the first location, it is saved with which value? 100. Second location is 200. Third is 400. Then 300, like that. Different values are there. But all these values are referred by what name? B. How or what if I want to access single items from the list. If I use B here, it shows you the entire list items. But individually, each values, if I want, means that we are representing using which one? Index number. So index number, if you are in a forward direction like this, 100, 200 like this, if you are going, it is defined as positive indexing. So it is starting with 0. 100 is in the index of 0. 200 is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Indexing is defined in there. If you are checking in a backward direction, then from the last element, if you are starting the indexing means -1, it is starting, then -2, -3, -4 like that we will go. Okay, so that is only how to access elements from the list. Single items, how to access it. We are using which one? Index values we are using. So only Python allows negative indexing for its sequences. So positive indexing is there, that I told, it is starting from 0. Okay, and if it is negative indexing, the index of -1 refers to the last item. That means from backward direction only it will come. So that is defined as -1, and -2 to the second last item, -3 like that it will go. Okay, so we will see how we are going to access this items. Okay, single items, how we are going to access it. So here, sorry. From the list B, now I want to access the value 400. So either you can use positive indexing or you can use negative indexing. So positive, if you are using, we have to start from where? From the 100, first element. So it is in 0th index. Then this is in first index, and the 400 is in which index? Second index. So B, first your list name. Indexing we will write inside the square bracket. 2 is the index number. Press enter button. I'll get which one? That particular value from that index. So B of 2 directly you can write, or else you can write what? Print B of 2. Now also same output I'll get it. Clear? This is how we accessed with positive indexing. If you are using negative indexing, it is starting from the last item. So 600 is -1, -2, -3 and -4. So you write B and -4 is the index. Then also I'll get which value? 400 only. So only accessing a single item we can use, or accessing group of items also, index number only will specify. If it is from the first element, it will start from 0. And if you take from the last element, it is starting from -1. Okay. So negative indexing and positive indexing is possible here in Python for the sequence types. Clear? Not only for the list, whatever sequence types we have, that indexing and all same manner only. There is no difference in that. Either positive indexing we can use or negative indexing we can use it there. Now you see here, if I use S0, what is the value? This entire thing is one item there, so that I can access it there. And if you write here X7, so what is the X? This is the list X. In that 7th index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is the value I'll get? That character A I'll get. So is this clear for everyone? How to create list and how to access single items from the list using index number. If it is a positive indexing, it is starting from the first value, and the index number is what? 0, 1, 2, 3 like that it will go. And if you are using negative indexing, that is from the last item, and it is starting with what value? -1, -2, -3 like that it will go. Clear this point? Now how to create list as an item inside another list. So here I'm going to create one more list. See, I have 5, 7, 9, 4. Okay. Then another item in the list is again another list. So square bracket we have to mention. like this. Okay, comma. Then normally another items we can have. Suppose I am writing here 10, then 20, then 50, like that we have another item. So this is also one list. Okay, so here what is the point here? This is a nested list because the one item in the list is a list type, only one item. So this is also a compound type. No, integer values we have, a list is another item in the list. So example for a nested list. Now we know how to use the indexing now. If I want to access the value 9, 9 is in which index? Positive indexing if you are using means it is 0, 1, 2. Okay. V2 if you write, I'll get access to which value? 9. What if I want to display only 8? If I write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. V4 index if you are writing, it shows you this item because that is one single item in that list. From that, if you want to access only the value 8, then we have to use double indexing. This is single indexing. And if it is a nested list, then we have to use what? Double indexing, we have to use it there. So here we have to tell the entire item is in which index? Fourth index. Okay, the first index is 4. And in that, 8 is in which index? Again, here also indexing is there. 3 is in 0th index. 8 is in which index? First index. So we have to write that index number. So now you see, we got what value here? 8. Clear? Any doubt? So a list can have another list that is called as nested list. If I give single indexing, single item, I can retrieve it. But from a list, another list item, inner part, if I want to access it, then we have to use which one? Double indexing, we have to use it there. You see here in this, yes, Python is the first item there. In that, a single letter T I want to access it. Then I can write S of 0. That is the entire Python is in that index value. In that, T is in which index? 0, 1, 2. So we have to specify like this. So see, a single item we have access to from there. So is this clear for everyone? Okay. So this is, we learned here how to access elements from a list. So single items only now we learned. If suppose we have some 100 elements is there, the entire 100 elements how to access? Simply I can display the variable name. List variable name, if you display the entire things, it will get displayed. But you don't want everything. You want to access some range of values. So from this index to this index, I want to access something. Like that, we have a concept means we have to use the slicing operator colon. Okay. There it works similar to the range function. Starting point, ending point and all, I can write it there. Not any step size and all, only starting and ending point. In that way, I can represent it using the colon symbol. Okay. So the colon here, it is used as what? Slicing operator. Okay. If you want to access any range of items in a list, then we are using what? Slicing operator. You see here how to use this slicing operator in this example. Okay. X value only I'm taking. X consists of so many values is there. In that, how to access only the range of values. See, I want to access only this decimal numbers from that. So that is starting with which index? 0, 1, 2, 3. Starting index point is 3 and till where? 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5th is the last index. So here, what is my list name is X. Third index it is starting, colon, and till which index I want? 5th index, because we have counted like that. Okay, press enter button and you see. See, I got only how many values? 2 values. So only I told you it is like the range function. Including that 5th index if you want, then I have to give the next index number. 3 colon 6. So see, now I got all the 3 decimal values from that X list. Okay, this is one way how to use the slicing operator. Now, if I use here x, only starting point I have told 5 colon close to the square bracket. Okay, press enter button. Now what it is showing? It started from the fifth index, the last item from the list till the last item like that, because I have not mentioned there what is the last index point. So by default, it will take where till it reaches the last item, it will count and it will display for you. Okay. Now we can write colon. Starting point I have not mentioned there. Now ending point I have told like this. So now what it is showing? Starting anyway we have not mentioned. So by default it starts from the first element. So 101, 202 till where? Till the fifth index. 6 minus 1. Fifth index value it is showing for. Clear? And now I can use only colon like this. If I use only colon inside the square bracket, its meaning is what? The entire items from the list, because there is no starting point, there is no ending point. So what all items is there in the list, everything it will display and show for you. Clear? Any doubt? No. This I have done with the negative positive indexing. No, slicing operator, you can use it with negative indexing also. See, I want, this is my list items now. So from minus 3 I want to start that from this letter A till here I want. So it is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. I have written minus 3 colon till where I told till here. So it is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to access in a backward direction. So only I used which one? Negative indexing, but it is not showing that values there. So accessing, if I can represent the each value with negative indexing. Okay, fine. But accessing is not possible in which direction? Backward direction for a range of items. That always in the form of forward direction only. So if you want to use negative indexing, we have to tell in which manner? Minus 7 colon minus 3. So now you see, this is only possible. So according to the logic, if you think and write, we want to access from the last indexing and the forward direction if you want. So only I have mentioned the starting point as minus 3, then ending point as minus 7. But accessing range of items, it will not work like this. For that, we have to use negative indexing we can use, but in the forward direction only it will access it. So only when I give like this range, it is working. This time it is not working because that for backward direction accessing is not possible there. Okay, clear these points? Any doubt? So what all things we learned in list? List means it consists of sequence of values. How to create a list? We have to keep all the items inside the square bracket. Each item is separating using comma, and all list data type is mutable. That means the value can be modified. Okay, this values and all, if you want, we can change it. We can add new values to the list. That is only mutable property we are telling. And how to access a list? By using index number. Index number is defined by positive indexing or negative indexing. If it you start from the first element, then the indexing is positive. 0 is the first indexing value. 1, 2, 3, it will go. And if you start from the last item, negative indexing we have to do minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, like that it will go. And how to access a range of values using colon operator, that is also called as slicing operator. And here what we learned is how to create nested list. A list can have another list as an item, that is called as what? Nested list. So if you want to access any single value from the nested list, then we have to use what? Double indexing. That again you can use positive indexing or negative indexing, we can use it there. Clear this much? Any doubt? Now we have so many built-in function. Okay, and what I showed you when I created a single variable integer type floating point and all, we learned how to access or we learned how to view what is the type of that variable belongs to. Which function we use? This type function. Do you remember this one? Type function will show you to which class that object belongs to. Okay. Now this is also, list is also in the form of what? Object only. Okay, which is having this kind of properties like that. They already created this object for us that consists of which type or which class it belongs to. If you want to know, we can give any of this variable name. If you simply give, it will show you the type here. So B1 list here already created. No, we are checking what is that B belongs to, which class it belongs to. So class name is what? List. Okay. Now this is a class. So it consists of methods are there. So method is nothing but functions. If any function they created inside the class, then we call it as what? Methods. Okay. So that method is applicable only to list type of objects. Whatever methods is available in the list class, that will be applicable only with what type of object? List type of objects only it will be applicable, like that. That is only the concept of what? Methods. Another class have another method, that particular class objects only can use that methods in that way. But we have some built-in functions. That means generally for all the types we can use that functions, that I'm going to show you which are the built-in functions available there. Okay. So here I have one function is len function, which will show you how many items are there in your list. Length of your list, it will calculate and show you. It's a built-in function. So len of your list name, we can provide it there. X is one list value, which I created. How many items is there in that list is 10 items. Len of A1 variable we created, no? You see, that is an empty list we created. So how many items is there? Nothing is there. So it is showing the length as what? 0. Okay. So len is one function which we can use it. Now, maximum one function is there. Maximum value from the list. So maximum of B, if you type, B is, this is the list items B. So from this list, which is the maximum item value, that is what? 900 it is showing you. Similar to that, I have minimum of B. So what is the minimum item value? 100. I have a function, what? Sum function. It's also built-in function. So if you want to add all your list items, then I can use which function there? Sum function, we can use it. Sum of B, if you type, it will show you the total sum of each items. Okay. So adding 100 plus 200, what is the items here is 100 plus 200 plus 400, like that. Every item got added and the final result it is showing for. So these all are some built-in function. And you see here, this maximum minimum sum function I used for what type of list? B. And B consists of what items? All are integer types. Okay. Now, if suppose I'm using this function max for the list X, what it is showing? That greater than symbol that is not supported between instances of str and int. So that X consists of different types of items. Integer value is there, floating point is there, string type is there. So comparing string and integer, that is not possible. No. How I can compare, or how we can tell which is the largest value there? So the max function will not work with multiple data type values inside the list. It will work only with the similar types. See, I have a string type of list here. See, you see here. Yes, we have here. If I use max of yes, there it is working. Because that consists of only similar types of values. Only integer, sorry, only string types of values I have. So how it is calculating which is the maximum value? Yesterday I showed you what is the ASCII values of each letter. Okay, capital letter ASCII value is starting with 65. A, it is 65, B is 66, like that. Every letter have a particular ASCII value. And small letter is starting with what? A is starting with 97. So in according to that, it is comparing now. Okay, so in this, first letter only, now it is taking P is having the largest ASCII value comparing with all these letters. So which is the largest value from that list? Python. Because P it is starting because of that. Okay. If I have any other letter, more ASCII value, like if you have here T, any word is there with starting with T means, now what is the maximum value? T it will show for you. Now I can use minimum of yes. What is the minimum ASCII value is? C is the minimum ASCII value there. Clear? So max and minimum, it will work only with the similar items of the list. Multiple items or different types of data, if you create inside the list means their max function and min function will not work. Okay. Now, if I use sum function, sum of that list X I am writing, again, there also we have a problem. What? We can't add it. Okay, integer and float I can add it, no problem. But what is the problem? Float and string we cannot add. String, I can do that plus symbol and all those things and all. We can work with only with the strings. Again, that is also one problem is there. There we can do the operation which one? Sum. This sum function, they have defined it only for the number types. Okay, not with strings and not with any other multiple or compound type of data types also I cannot do it. Okay, so all these things is clear where I can use this maximum minimum sum function and all. And if I use sum for, okay, anyway, S list consists of only string types. Okay, if I use sum of yes, what will happen? Again, there also it is not possible there. That only I told you, the sum function they created to perform the addition operation only for what type of data? Number type of data. Okay, yes, consists of only similar types of values, string types of values, but then also it is not defined for string types. It is defined for which one only? Number types only. So these are the built-in functions available. Len. Len I can use with any type. If it is a mixer types also, if it is similar type also, if it is an empty list also, I can use which function there, Len function, I can use it. But maximum, minimum, some function and all, some restriction is there. Maximum and minimum, we have to use only with the similar items in the list. So that can be an integer or it can be string type, you can use it. And some function is used only with number types of list. Okay. If there is a string type of one list is there means there it is not possible to use which one? Sum function. So clear for everyone? Any doubt? Okay. So this is how we are using the list items. And here some operations we can do. That means plus operator I can use to combine two lists. Okay, that is called as concatenation. If you want to combine two list items together, then we can use which operator? Plus operator we can use. Okay, that is operation or the process is called as what? Concatenation. Okay, and star operator that is used to repeat a list for the given number of times. So that operation is called as replication. Okay. So star operator, which is used to repeat a list of items. Okay. So we have to repeat something means list of items. If you want to repeat, we are using which one? Replication operator, this star, and that process is called as replication. So we'll see that examples. See, I have here one list is like this. Another list I'm creating is R equal to so if I do P plus R, that is what? Concatenation, combining two list items together. So you see here, we got a new list. But P is still which one only? The same thing only. We have not made any changes inside the P. We just combined P and R together. That is called as what? Concatenation. Okay. Now R, if you want to store this combined form into a different variable, then we have to write expression like this. Z is equal to P plus R. Okay. Now you display Z. Z is this particular list. So a new list also we can create it. Combined form, if you want to create as a new list, that is also possible there. So just assign that one into one variable. Z is equal to P plus R. We can create a new list, that combined form of P and R. Okay. Now what is replication means? The list items we can repeat it or replicate it n number of times. So here you can see R is what value? 8 to 1. Okay. Now R we are telling R into 5. Star operation. So you see what is the output now? That items, which one? 8 to 1, that repeated how many times? 5 times. That is only what? Replication. Okay. So replication means repetition only, or duplication we can tell. The list items, if you want to duplicate n number of times, then we are using which operator there? Star operator. And that process is called as replication. Okay. So here again, R, there is no changes in that one. R is still like this, but this form, what we created or what we duplicated like this, you want to store into a variable, then you can do that action. Y is equal to R star 5. So you display Y and see. Y is a new list which is created. That is a result of that operation. Duplicated values only, we got it there. Clear? Any doubt? So what operations I can do with the list? Two lists is, we can combine two lists together. That is called as concatenation. How to perform concatenation? Plus symbol is used. Okay. We can duplicate the list items. Replication. For that, which symbol we are using? Star symbol is used there. And that is called as replication of two lists. Okay. So these are the main two operations we have to perform with the list items. Now, we told one point, the lists are mutable. That meaning we can make changes to the list. So elements can be changed. So existing element, I can change it, or you can add more elements to the list. Okay. Existing elements numbers is 5 elements is there, or 5 items is there. You want to add 5 more elements to the existing list, means that is also possible. And in which location you want to insert, that is also you can specify and you can insert in that particular locations. Okay. How to change the existing item from the list? We are using which symbol? Equal to symbol we are using. So we can use assignment operator equal to change an item or range of items from a list. Okay. So that first we will see that operation. Anyway, this we have so many duplicated values. So here I'm going to take this one only. Y, okay, or else we have the previous one which we have created. Okay, C is there. C you can display and see like this. In this, now I want to change one single item. 90.7 is the value which we had in the first index value, that I'm going to change with a different value. So we are changing which index value? First index with what? A different number like this. Okay. Enter button you press. Display C variable and see. So 90.7 value we had. It got replaced with what value? 55.8. That is single item we changed from there. Now a group of value at a time, if you want to change, that is also possible. So in that Y, we have some range of values we are telling. So I want from the first index to the, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 8th index. So 9, I'm giving the last index value, changing with another group of values or another set of items. So again, another set of items means I have to represent a sequence. So a list only I'm taking there. So like this. Like this. Okay. Press enter button, display Y and see. So see, from the first index, it got changed with that many values here. Okay. So a single item also we can change by using equal to symbol, and same equal to symbol only we used. How to change a range of values means we have to access first the range of index by telling which one colon operator, 1 colon 9 we have specified it here. Then we have told how many items we are going to change it there. So this is also possible. Okay, fine. Any doubt in these things? So here we learned how to change a single item. Okay. Now if I want to insert a new item. Okay, these are the existing values I have in that Y. Now I want to insert new item there. So how to insert that? We have here 3 functions. We can add an item to a list using append method, or add several items using extend method, or we can insert one item at a desired location by using which method? Insert method. So these all are methods that only I told you. Previously we learned len function, max function, mean function, sum function. So that it can be applicable to any type of data. But these methods, append, extend, insert, it is applicable only to list type of objects, because these are defined inside the class list. Okay, so how to use this one? We have to use with a dot operator. The list name, that is A, B or something we have created no objects. That A dot, this method we have to use it there. That is the differences. Functions no need to use with the dot symbol, because that is generally for applicable for all the types of values. But this is only for list types, because it is created inside the list class. Then how to refer these methods means you use dot operator. I'll show you only insert. See how I am going to use the insert using. Okay, already in this locations we have the values 8, 300, 400 like that. We have the values here. We are not changing anything. I want this 4 in that list, but only location we are going to change. So in this third location, not index number, in this third location, sorry, 0, 1, 2, this is in the index of 2. So here we are going to add a new item. So already one item is existing, that we are not deleting, we have to shift that one. So we no need to worry about shifting and all. If I use the insert method, by default it will perform that. Your list name is what? Y dot. Then the method name we are using what? Insert. Which index we are changing? 0, 1, 2. I have told in the second index we are changing with a new value what? 77. Press enter button. Display Y and C. In the second index, now it got added new value. Existing value got shifted to the next location. So like that, all the shifting process is done here. Clear for everyone? Any doubt? Okay. So many operations we have done with the list. First, we learned how to create list. We can create an empty list like this. We can create a list only with integer values, and list with only decimal values. This is list with only string types. Multiple values also we can create it. Mixer data types we can create. And here I showed you how to access each items from the list using index number. Positive indexing and negative indexing is possible. If you start from the first element, positive indexing, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, it is going. And if you start from the last item, it is -1, -2, -3, like that indexing is defined it there. How to access a range of values? We have colon operator that is called as slicing operator. We have to mention like this, starting and ending index value. So that particular items I can retrieve it, or else only starting point if you specify, it will start from that index number till the last item of your list. And this is the example. We have specified only the ending index point. So starting means it will always start from the first value only and till the last index which I have specified there. And here we used a slicing operator like this. Only colon, it's meaning no starting, no ending. So the entire list items it is showing for you. Negative indexing also I showed you for the slicing operator. And we used this built-in functions, type, len, max, min, sum. Where we have to use maximum function, where we have to use the minimum and sum. That examples also here I have explained it. And here we learned two main operations for the list. Two lists we can combine it, that is called as concatenation, plus symbol is used. One list you can duplicate the items of the list using which symbol star, that is called as replication. And how to change items of the list or in adding a new element or changing an existing element, we have this equal to symbol, specify the index number, and we can change the item. Next, a group of values we can change at a time by using your slicing operator, starting and ending index value and specify with a group of value. How to add a new item to the list with the existing element? So we have to use this insert method. How we used insert method? 2, that is the index number here I have specified, comma, the new item value which you want to insert it there. Okay, so like this we can insert the new items there. Till this much is clear for everyone? How to create list. That is very important because list is the versatile data type here in Python. We have so many built-in list type of values. They have already created in that manner only. Okay, so this you should be familiar. Okay, so you have to practice all these things. What all programs I showed with looping statements also, you have to practice it. Else if also we completed today only. So practice and come. If there is any doubt in the programs or any logic you are not getting, you can ask me in the next class. Okay. Clear? Any doubt is there? So we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.